because a lot of people are gonna see this.
Yeah.
What? So when did you guys meet?
November 2007
Okay, and how did you guys meet?
at school,
Okay, where was this at?
Cape Fear in Wilmington.
Came up to you and said, "Hey, I'm Anthony."
Not exactly.
I was walking across the street and she was standing. I don't think you had
sitting
your
on a
phone.
bench.
You were
I
standing
was
the
reading
first
a book
time I
next
saw
door.
you. No, you weren't. You were standing the first time I saw you.
This is pre-cell phones.
Well,
no, it was
pre, like,
2007.
super smartphones.
So it was flip phones.
Yeah, like sidekicks.
She had
Yeah.
a orange hoodie on with her hoodie up and snap pants. Those like Adidas ones with the 3 stripes.
So she looked like she wanted to be talked to or bothered.
Clearly looked like she hadn't just rolled out of bed or anything. Vividly remember her standing because I remember like the crowd moving and she's just standing there, and I was walking fast to get to class and just stopped. They came.
Did you go up and talk to her?
No,
Oh,
I kept walking.
okay.
So that was the first time
that was
I.
the very
Do you
first time
remember
I saw
seeing him stop?
No.
No, I waited till she walked and sat down on a bench, and then I went and sat on a bench across from her.
Same day?
Yeah.
So you went back after class?
This was like kind of.
Okay, so did you go to class?
Eventually.
Both
Oh,
of
okay.
us did, but I had like an hour gap between classes, and the way parking was set up there and where I lived, it didn't make any sense for me to try to go home. So I would just sit on the bench or go grab a bite to eat, and that day I just sat on the bench and
I didn't
hung out
go
for
to
an
that
hour.
class.
What did he? What was your first impression like when he came up to you?
Well, he didn't really initially approach me. He sat down kind of adjacent to me, and at the time he smoked cigarettes and he rolled cigarettes, which the only time I've ever seen anybody rolling anything, it was
You
not
rolled a cigarette in
tobacco.
front of her the first time?
Yes.
Figured I'd get someone's attention.
And he did, because I'm like, what is this idiot doing rolling a doobie in front of school?
I also got the security guard's attention.
Yeah.
She walked over, she's like, "Oh honey, you can't roll one of those in front of college." I was like, "It's just tobacco." But I figured I'd get someone's attention, and
All right, so when is the next time you see her?
it's about 2 weeks later. Same spot. Well, the next set of benches down. She's sitting there.
Did you have a game plan though this time?
Don't fuck up. Don't fuck up is really it. No, I really didn't. It was just wanted to see her.
So when you did see her, what happened?
Sat down, and started talking again.
Did you remember him?
Yes,
Come
but I didn't remember his name. I'm terrible with names. That's just a natural thing. It's nothing. Didn't mean
So if
anything.
you call me like Alex, I shouldn't take it personally.
Right.
Okay. Good.
She picked up right away. She literally.
Were you waiting
as
for
soon
his
as-
call?
as she was holding the phone next to her
No,
ear.
I was
Andrew,
working.
I didn't even finish dialing the number. I didn't even have the phone up, and it was like,
Listen.
"Hello, hello." She said hello like 3 times before I picked up.
But I could see you maybe just like looking at the phone, counting the days to call her.
I almost
He
called her
definitely
the
was.
next day.
I was not waiting. I was
almost
working.
called her. My buddy's like, "Did you call yet?" I said, because I live with my buddy Chris, CJ, you know, and every day for the 2 days in between, every couple hours.
Was that
she
probably
called.
one of the longest
You know.
couple days?
It was a long 3 days, yeah. But it wasn't
makes it seem like it's 10 years.
Yeah, it really did. But you know what it was that I wanted to wait the 3 days because, you know, you think about it, you call the next day, it's like it's a booty call. You call within 2 days, it's like, you know, we're going to go on a date. I was like, I wanted her to know, like, I want to take you on a date and I really want to get to know you, you know. So
Where
I waited
did
3
where did you guys go on your first date?
I flew her in a helicopter up to New York.
Oh, nice.
No, we didn't do that. that wasn't real.
No, we went to.
You had me there for a second.
We went to this pizzeria in Wilmington called Brooklyn Pizza.
Yeah.
Off of Market?
It was on Market Street.
Market
yeah.
Street. And then
We went
ice
ice skating.
Nice.
Yeah, just the, you know.
Just give her
Adorable
like,
little-
did you know how to ice skate?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go get us hot chocolate. I'm like, let me see how she skates, you know? After a few minutes of skating and holding hands, she took off, she's zipping around the rink. She's literally skating around
You're just trying
everybody.
to stand up, right? Are you
Yeah,
guys
you know, I'm a bender, you know? I could barely skate.
What
No, I played hockey almost my
So-
whole life.
so the first date went well. Did you have any like inkling that he would be something that'd be obviously pretty special to you after the first date? Be honest.
Really?
Maybe a little one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say no.
No!
Did you still have that same like where you said like to yourself, like I'm gonna marry her after the first date?
No,
No, you changed your mind.
I wasn't sure. No, you know what it was is you start. There's a pedestal you put someone on. You wait for them to fall. You know, when you meet somebody and every time she's fallen, she got back up and got on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's,
I don't think. When has she fallen off the pedestal?
a few times she landed on top of me almost every time.
This guy with the one-liners.
Yeah.
We you know what though? The first date wasn't really the first date though, because it was. I called you
It was
on
the night before.
a Wednesday and we were gonna go on the date on like a Friday, and she calls me the day before the first date. She's like, I know we're going on a first date, but I got this incredible news. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking
moving to Bulgaria.
right, exactly. And I'm like, oh, here it comes, right? The typical, okay, what happened, right? She goes, I got a new job, right? And I'm like, oh wow, that's incredible. And I'm still waiting for the Bulgaria, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
where is it? No, I got a job. I'm a hostess at Chili's or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's great. You know, you're like, who? Okay. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, because I was like, I'm 23 at the time.
Yeah.
She's 18. So I was like, oh yeah, that's great. You know, that's really cool. Like, you know, you got a party.
You're like, wait, huh?
I like covered the phone. I'm like, what the hell is this girl talking
By the way,
about? Then I'm like,
I don't think I said
okay.
incredible news.
No, but you were like really excited about it. It was,
I got a job.
right, but it was. I kind of forgot like what it was like to get your first job, you know. And I was like, anyway, so she came over and hung out.
And then you guys, would you like make her dinner or something?
No, I was like, we're playing beer pong in my garage. Come over and celebrate.
And that's what you guys did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We put the motorcycle helmet on. You're like dancing
that
around.
wasn't the
and-
first night.
Wasn't it? I think it
No,
was.
Definitely not.
No? Oh, okay. So,
But
Well, how do we get the real story?
yeah, let us. What really
the
happened?
real story. Yeah. No, yeah, he did. He was like, you want to come over? And I was like, sure. So went over there, and what was interesting was I walk in the door, and his roommate and good friend CJ is like, oh, this is Ashley. He's been talking a lot about you for the last couple of weeks. And I'm like, okay, that's only slightly creepy, but December 30th, 2011 in New York City
Oh, where was that at?
at St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Look at that.
It was my dad's idea to do it in front of the St. Anthony statue.
There you
That's
go.
why we did it there.
Were you surprised?
Yeah.
Or was it? Or did he give away some?
No,
some sign?
so what was
Tried.
funny about the whole day was that he had it planned, which we've gone to New York City multiple times, and it's just kind of like we have an idea of what we want to do, but it's not really like planned out verbatim. But he's like, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and I'm like, all right, is he planning this because I'm a planner and he's trying to like do more?
Yeah,
what-
like why? She's probably like, why are you planning this?
Right, so I'm like, he's probably just trying to show me that he can plan a day.
Skating at Bryant Park because they had free ice skating.
Yeah.
Well, free ice skating in New York City means the line wraps around the ice
Yeah.
rink, and then around the next block, and then around like 2 more blocks. So
really long.
we walk up to the front. I'm like, hey guy, how long is the wait? He goes somewhere between 3 and 5 hours.
What?
Right. So like, all right, let's just go to Chelsea Piers. Who cares? Whatever. We'll go skate. Beautiful, view over the Hudson River. Right.
Yeah,
So
it's
we're
really
skating, right? And my phone's going off. Did you do it yet? Did you ask her yet? Did you do it yet? I'm like, oh my god. So my
Who's
phone's
texting you?
CJ, her mother, her sister, my mother, my brother. Not my dad.
Everybody knew.
Everybody,
but me, apparently.
Dad, you were cool. You're in there, man. And actually, it wasn't Nick. Nick, you're cool too. But it was like a bunch of people, but they didn't know when I was gonna do it. So it wasn't that it was, it wasn't like people, but it's, they texted and my phone's buzzing. So now I'm like, not yet, not yet, not yet. Right now I'm
Are
like,
you
okay,
still in now?
turn my phone off, basically, right? So we're, I had someone, I forget who called me. Somebody called me and I had to pick it up.
CJ. We were
No,
in the
that was in the
taxi,
cab,
weren't
but
we?
someone called me at
Oh.
the ice rink and I had to pick it up.
You took a taxi in New York City. You
And
live
it
in
was,
New York.
yeah, but we had the bag and then and we wanted to get, so now she's getting hungry and I'm like, all right, this needs to kind of happen,
And when I
right?
get hungry, I get hangry.
But the thing was I didn't want to eat too close to when we were supposed to go to this restaurant and meet everybody afterwards.
Oh, so everyone was there?
Shoot, I was like, hey, are you hungry? Or, something along those lines. Throughout the whole day, it was just,
yeah. But like the
I
fourth
was having
time,
fun
I was
with it.
like, all right, he's just being a jerk.
So okay, so when it happened, what was your? Did you lose it?
No. So we're in church in front of St. Anthony, and he was like, "Sweetie," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "I have a really important question to ask you," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Yeah, but you know, we're in church, so I've got to be formal, and I've got to get down on one knee," and I was like, "Oh, okay. Do you want me to come down there with you?"
She goes, "Do I need to kneel too?" I was like, "No, you stay right there. You know, I'm gonna kneel down."
I honestly didn't think he was about to ask me to marry him. I thought he was gonna like, again, have something stupid to say, or
You know, she thought we were gonna say like a prayer. You know?
yeah.
Oh, it was so funny.
I was raised Catholic to like a certain point in my life, so I didn't know if this was like some Catholic tradition that I was supposed to come down there with him. And we lit a prayer candle, so I didn't know.
The whole day though, I was constantly checking my bag because I'm carrying this ring around with me in my backpack, you know? And we're walking through the city and I had ice skates in there, winter clothes, you know? So I'm like constantly kneeling down and taking this backpack and then checking to make sure that the ring's still in there, you know? Because I didn't want to carry it in my pocket.
A couple days before he asked me, he got one of his friends, well, two of his friends, Andrew and Dan, thanks guys, to basically get me to say that if he asked me to marry him, that I would go back to school. Cause
I actually had nothing to do with this. They figured it out on their own through a conversation we had.
Well, in any case,
And you and your big
I
mouth
was
opened the
toying
door
with the
for it.
idea of going back to school to become an OT. And I wasn't really sure about it. I was kind of nervous because there's a lot involved with that. And he really wanted me to go back to school because he knew I had it in me. And anyway, so his two friends were talking to me at a pool bar, right?
Yeah, when we go up, we get the family to meet up somewhere. So we're playing pool.
And they're like, "So when are you going back to school?" And I was like, I don't know. I'm not. And they were like, "Well, if Anthony asks you to marry him, will you go back to school?" And I like didn't think it was going to happen, especially not anytime soon. So I was like, yeah, when he asks me to marry him, I'll go back to school.
And Andrew held to do it.
I did. Yep. I graduated last
Andrew and Dan set it up, and
August.
Andrew comes walking over. He goes, "She just made a deal that if you ask her to marry her, she'll go back and get her master's."
Did you want her to?
Oh yeah. Well, you could tell it was one of those things that she really wanted to do, but she just needed to get a little shove, you know? She needed a push to do it. So Andrew and Dan talked her into it, and Andrew comes over. He's like, "She just made a deal. She shook on it. If you get engaged, she's going back for a master's." And I'm like, you what? He goes, "She shook on it." I was like, "Okay."
Good enough for me.
Nice
So,
work.
We decided education was maybe a little bit more important at the time, and
Yeah.
so. But we last March, I think it was last March, we were like, we're gonna do this, and we set a date, and
Yeah.
so.
We both graduated. Ashley with a master's. I got my elementary school 6th grade degree.
There you go.
So we're both moving up and on. So. Right?